that's what we're gonna do today, right? Oh yeah, wait. I got my mic. I got my mic. I don't know if I want my mic actually. But let's enter the flow state. The flow state to itself is to feel where you want to be, right? Is to feel that you have to take a step. Okay, so I have my body, and this body just wants to move. And I know that eventually, once the engine is started, and eventually you can move exactly where you want to be. So the body to itself has its own leader. And who's the leader? Now you ask yourself, who's the leader? The leader is the soul, and the soul is operating this being. So that means I am operating my own arm and not the mind. The mind is just stored information. So if I want to do something, I will do it. So if I put the energy there, that means I have to make sure that my body knows how to get to that place. So if I put attention over there, I have to make sure that my body moves with it. So there's an energy, it's over there. So I have an intention. It's the same with other things in life. If you have an intention, you move forward to get to the place where you want to be without the mind stopping you. Because the mind, the ego, will stop you from being there. So if I let my ego interfere, my mind interfere, then it will think too much about where it wants to be. But if I allow everything just to happen, and then people go like, okay, maybe it's wrong, maybe the things that you did was wrong, that doesn't matter. You just have to allow everything just to be. And that time you can actually feel, okay, am I stable, am I not stable, is the energy going right or wrong? And it's not about being perfect, honestly. It's about expressing who you are. And that's the authentic self. The authentic self just wants to express itself. And then people go, the ego will always say, think about things, judge about things. But in the end, it's about joy. And in that joy, we can just allow things to be without the need to control everything. And the same with footwork. It's when you allow things to move as it is, that means eventually you have a small little dance with yourself. And in that dance with yourself, you can find positions, find moves to then regulate this emotion. And once you regulate the emotions the way that you want, that means it finds a way to then learn how to go from here to there, to here, to there, and to here, to there. So it's just allowing flow to happen. It's allowing energy to play. And if you allow energy to play to itself, then it becomes more joyful. And if you become too serious, then it's very static, it's very hard, it's very straightforward, it's very indoctrination. So step one is this, and then you do step, 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 and that's fine. If you want to teach people how to kick, how to do things, and how to teach, how to the ABCs of everything. If you have a song, then exactly that song needs some lyrics, exactly, right? But once you learn how to do all of that, then you can let go. And out of that letting go, something new can happen, right? So we just test out, how does things work? How does things feel? And how does this feel when I do this? Do I feel open? Do I don't feel open? And if I feel open, I have to adjust myself, right? And this is how we can be observant in what we are doing. So if I stand here, that means he cannot kick me. If I stand here, he can kick me, he can punch me. So this is also just to think logically in when you test yourself in things, also in life. Test yourself realistically in things that people might want to do or could do to you, so that you practice to do differently, to counter, to say no, to say yes, to express yourself in a way that they will not affect you in that way. So you always keep your distance so that people don't come too close to you. And that's the same when you have a talk with someone. Eventually, you have to understand, are they coming too close, or are they at a distance? And am I keeping them at a distance, or do I allow them to come close to me if they feel safe enough, etc., etc.? Now, to go into more flow of martial art, is that there's an energy, right? So I'm not saying I know martial arts. I'm saying I know how to dance in martial arts. So that means energy to itself has a flow, and a life flow to itself is also movement. So if I do this, then this is the energy that wants to go. If I do this, that's the energy that wants to go. But if I go wrong, that means I do a hiccup. My ego is interfering again, right? So I move up because my energy wants to move up. I kick because my energy wants to kick. It's not the mind interfering anymore. So by doing that, everything can just exist without idea constantly. And now I'm just following myself because I feel a little bit inner judgment to myself about how things should work and how things should not work. And from there, you go like, oh, well, that doesn't work in a fight. Yeah, because it's not a fight. If there was a fight, you don't use all of these things. You make sure that you know the distance. You make sure where to punch. You make sure that you go in and out. And this is also foot movement. And when you have that conversation with yourself, that beautiful conversation of just allow things to move, and eventually you will learn more about yourself, more about yourself, and more about yourself. So I think I should just be real playful. So that's stable, but I can't move fast. So if I go here, I should go here. And then if I want to do belly, I go here. And I go back again. And it's all these small little micro expressions. Eventually, it teaches the body how to do things. Because the more you repeat it, the easier it becomes. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. Unless you're being taught badly. Then you have to adjust. You have to be honest in yourself as well. Am I doing good? Is it stable? Is it not stable? And that's with life. That's also with other things in life. Am I stable? Am I good? Am I expressing it the good way? Do I need a little bit more pause in myself? Do I need to breathe a little bit more? And do I need to calm down? Do I have to go faster? Do I have to repeat the same old mistakes over and over again for me to then learn? So all of these things comes with martial arts as well, comes with flow state as well. Because if you repeat something more and more, then eventually it can just be. But if something is bad, and you repeat it over and over and over again, that means you're also teaching yourself bad things. So then you have to unlearn the bad things into a new version of you. And that new version of you is saying, be more aware, be more conscious, and understand what you are doing. And be very conscious and be very slow. You don't have to go fast. You just have to go slow and see, okay, where's my stance? Am I stable? And can I move away from it eventually when I do so? And it's all these movements, it's an art form. So I'm not saying use this in a fight. I'm saying that you know how to move your body. And once you understand how to move your body, the body, mind, and soul is more connected. Everything flows because you're allowing that thing to flow to itself. You're not stopping that flow, you're allowing things to flow. So if I, for example, want to do a hack kick, I could do a few things, right? I could do stable, or I could go sideways, or I could go upwards. I could go this way. I think those are the four I know. Oh, this one as well. But that one is, I don't really have control over that as much. So we have to find the control, right? So if I say I don't have control, we have to find control. This way, then we go back. I could do, still doesn't feel like I'm in a good balance. I don't also feel like I'm unsafe when I do that. So that's a kick I'd rather not want to do that. And this is how we make ourselves accountable for stupid things that we do. Because if we do things that we can't do as much, it's a risk. And taking that risk, comes with good things and bad things. So let's say, I'm just gonna allow things to go. We got fencing. So a fence strike. Bruce Lee likes to use that. Fencing. The energy goes forward. So you go forward, you go back. I think the same can do with a kick, like a fence kick. You stab. But that kick or the going back, that's also a part of the full flow. See how this works. Nice. That was it. Thank you very much. I enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed. So follow me, subscribe to me, leave a like, and have fun on this beautiful journey. Love you all. Bye bye.